top headlines that we are tracking this afternoon. But first up, let's take a look at what the market is doing at this point in time. And as I mentioned, Nifty's comfortability is sitting above the 24,000 mark, 0.8% higher for the Nifty 50 index. 185 points is what kind of gains that we are seeing for the Nifty. Nifty Bank, that continues to underperform as compared to Nifty. But remember, at one point in time, it had slipped into the red and now it has bounced back to the green with marginal amount of gains as we speak. But in terms of individual sectors, we have to talk about the Pharma index because that is the biggest sectoral gainer in trade today. Nifty Pharma index is up 2.5%, and we have Sun Pharma, which is up 7%. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Wockhardt, Torrent Pharma, Gland Pharma, Piramal Pharma, all of them gaining in excess of 2%. Remember, we have seen this traction come in for Pharma index last week as well, and that is continuing today. But let's talk about the biggest pharma gainer, and that is Sun Pharma, that on the back of that acquisition, the stock is up nearly 7%. Sun Pharma's management, in fact, has told ET now that they have clarity on regulations regarding biosimilars and the pipeline will be developed over the next 6 to 7 years. He adds that they will also consider a debt swap with Organon's bondholders. Listen into what the management of Sun Pharma had to say.
I had two questions. Sun Pharma will be making a global entry into biosimilars. Could you give us more details about your strategy about growing the biosimilars business globally? You have a small business locally. In terms of the global pan out, what will that be? In terms of new markets, you mentioned China and South Korea. Again, the women's health business over there, how would you grow these business? That's one part of my question. My second question is on the debt. What will be the structure? What will be the remaining tenor for Sun Pharma to repay the debt, given the fact that you are a net debt zero company currently and you'll be taking debt on your books? And will this be a leverage buyout? Will you be taking the loan on the books of Organon?
The reason why we were not investing in biosimilars is there was no clarity about substitution as well as interchangeability. There is now greater regulatory clarity on both of these issues. At the same point of time, potential cost of registering a product is likely to come down because many of the products may qualify to potentially avoid clinical studies. Now that is the largest component of the investment required to bring a biosimilar to market. So this is something that we've been saying, that when there is greater clarity, it will justify the investments that are required. But if we have to develop our own biosimilar, then it's a minimum 6, 7, 8 years project. Because anything that you start developing will take time for coming to market. So I think like what Kirti says, we will continue to look out on opportunity to in-license product from people who have ability to bring this product to market, to be first to come to the market.
That's the word coming in from the management of Sun Pharma on the back of that big acquisition news that came in this morning. But a couple of other counters which continue to remain in focus on the back of earnings and other news pieces. Karan is now joining us with a list of exactly that. Karan?
Let's start off with